Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over the brand new update in Fortnite, update 11.20. And man, does that feel good to say, because it's been a while since Battle Royale has gotten a meaningful update. And maybe more importantly, it's been a while since we've gotten any kind of Battle Royale patch notes to tell us what actually changed. This update includes some pretty important shotgun changes, leaked weapons, important bug fixes, and a few other various important changes as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first really meaningful change in update 11.20 revolves around shotguns, and it's actually a nerf to the TAC shotguns. A while back, when the TAC was super weak compared to shotguns like the Combat and Pump, Fortnite had an idea to change the headshot multiplier of it from 2.0 to 2.25. But due to the pump shotgun nerfs at the beginning of Chapter 2, the TAC actually became the preferred choice for the vast majority of players. So what Epic did to counter this was they, quote, adjusted the headshot multiplier of the tactical shotgun, so it's now in line with the headshot multiplier of the pump shotgun. And that's just a fancy way of saying that for all TACs, the headshot multiplier is no longer 2.25 and it's back to being 2.0. I personally think this change is definitely a step in the right direction because it brings a little bit of balance to the whole pump versus TAC debate. One of the biggest problems of the shotgun meta before this update is that a lot of the lower rarity TACs did just as much, if not more, body and headshot damage than the lower rarity pumps, and they obviously had a much faster fire rate as well. So it was pretty much a no-brainer of a choice, and almost everybody would take a white TAC over a white pump or a green TAC over a green pump. And this change hasn't totally solved that problem, as you'll see in a second, but it's at least made it a little better. So let's just quickly break down the new damage numbers on every rarity of the TAC versus the pump. The Grey TAC does 71 body shot, 142 headshot damage, while the Grey Pump does 70 body shot, 140 headshot damage. So as you can see, this is an example of that headshot damage nerf not really doing enough to make the two choices close to even. Even just by looking at the numbers, you can tell that the Grey TAC is hands down the better option over the Grey Pump. The green TAC does 75 body shot, 150 headshot damage, while the green pump does 80 body shot, 160 headshot damage. So at least at this rarity, you can see that the pump has a somewhat significant damage advantage, but I still think that people will pick the TAC here in most situations. Blue rarity is where it really starts to get interesting, with the blue TAC doing 79 body shot, 158 headshot damage, while the blue pump does 90 body shot, 180 headshot damage. So now, here's where you start to see enough of a damage gap between the choices that it may actually make some people change their mind. Hitting 180 damage headshot is obviously a pretty significant upgrade over a 158 damage headshot, especially when you consider how much easier it is to hit max damage headshots with the pump. For purple rarity, the TAC does 83 body shot damage, 166 headshot damage, while the purple pump does 100 body shot damage, 200 headshot damage. And finally, at gold rarity, the TAC does 87 body shot, 174 headshot damage, and the pump does 110 body, 220 headshot damage. Now, what's interesting about these top two rarity options is that I actually always preferred the purple and gold pumps over the purple and gold TACs, and now because of this change, that opinion becomes even more reinforced. I just think being able to one-shot body shot a 100 health player and one-shot headshot a 200 health player is just so ridiculously valuable with shotguns in Fortnite. So I anticipate that with this TAC headshot nerf, you'll see even more people opting for the purple and gold pumps over the purple and gold TACs. So at least in my opinion, the new shotgun rankings would probably be something like this. In order of best to worst: gray pump, gray tack, green pump, green tack, blue pump, blue tack, purple tack, gold tack, purple pump, gold pump. But things like the blue pump versus blue tack are so close that it could definitely go either way depending on your own preference. Another interesting piece of weapon news from update 11.20 involves two data mined weapons that appear very likely to be added into the game in the near future. The first is a weapon I'm just incredibly excited for: the purple and gold heavy AR. Before it got nerfed and then eventually removed from the game altogether a few months ago, this was probably my favorite AR in all of Fortnite, and I know that a lot of other controller players felt the same way. The other weapon is the green and blue rarities of the scoped AR, which I'm definitely less excited for, but still intrigued because apparently it got a pretty significant buff. Now, the stats for these leaked data mined weapons have been leaked as well, but a lot of the time they get changed right before they get added into the game, so I don't really think they're worth sharing as of right now. The next two changes I want to cover from update 11.20 are actually bug fixes geared towards controller and console Fortnite. The first is resolve the equipment item slot being the selected slot when players open their inventory. This was a super annoying glitch that randomly popped up in the game a few weeks ago, and a lot of controller players noticed it right away because it made picking up items and rearranging your inventory way more difficult. So it's good to see that Epic acted relatively quickly here and ended up fixing it. The other notable console/controller bug fix from this update says, address reports of buildings sometimes appearing low detailed on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as players land on the map. I basically made an entire video last week about that issue of buildings not rendering at the beginning of games, and based on what I read from the comments, it was a very common occurrence for console players on both Xbox and PS4, no matter which version of the console they had. Now, even though it's good news that Epic clearly knows about this issue and is implementing some kind of change they think will fix it, I probably wouldn't really hold your breath here. Maybe this update will make it go away for a while, but it always seems to find its way back into the game eventually. I seriously think they've announced this same fix 5 to 10 plus times in the past, so being optimistic about it is fine, just don't get your hopes up too much. The next thing I want to talk about in this video is a cool new change regarding natural spawning campfires in Fortnite. I found a short little clip online from a streamer named Crashies, which showcases the change very well, so here you go.
And this seems new to me, so I hurt myself and I'm going to spend the 300 to restart it, which is fine, but now there's a 30 wood stoke cost, and look how fast you heal. It's like and then you can just do it again for 30 wood. This is insane. So just so you guys know, if you really got to heal up, that extra little 30 wood, that's really worth it.
So this is a really cool change that I think players are going to be using all the time now. And just as a quick clarification, in that video, he showcased it on a campfire that he relit, which cost 300 wood, but the stoke feature works the same way on campfires that you light for the first time, so there wouldn't be that 300 wood initial cost, it would only be 30. And the final thing I want to quickly mention from update 11.20 isn't even a gameplay change, but it's still really noteworthy. Up until this update, Chapter 2 Season 1 was scheduled to end on December 12th, so it was only about 3 weeks away. But now, Epic decided to announce in this update that the new end date of Chapter 2 Season 1 is going to be February 6th. That's actually really odd, since that would mean Chapter 2 Season 1 is gonna end up being about 4 months long, when normally seasons in Fortnite are only a little over 2 months. So a lot of people that were looking forward to a brand new season right before Christmas are gonna be pretty disappointed by that news. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down the comment section below. What do you guys think about any of the changes that I mentioned from Fortnite Update 11.20? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.